Coffee Talk. I am your host, Mashuma Saba, M. Saba, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Stay tuned. Peace. And welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast. This is our Sunday night chill, our Sunday night cultural studies. So come and enjoy some short stories and celebrate us. A little flavor, and again, us. I'm your host, Mashuma Saba, M. Saba, and it's our Cultural Variety Podcast show. How y'all doing this evening? Technicalities going on with the intro, so I don't know how that went through. Let me know if the intro went through okay for y'all, because I didn't hear it. It had a lot of cuts in it, so I do apologize for that. But welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Variety Podcast show. Today is February 4th. This is our Cultural Studies night. And we here, man. We here to get it in, man. We here to bring you the flavor and do how we do it. You know what I'm saying? It is the 4th day of African American History Month. I know we celebrate 365, you know. But I'm happy to be here. I'm glad that you're here. I'm excited. I'm excited because I wanted to do something different tonight. Tonight, what I want to do is I want to give props to urbanintellectuals.com. That's right, urbanintellectuals.com. They are a website that sells Black History flashcards. Very, very, very nice design. Great texture of a card. Very thick of a card. You know what I mean? Pause. But they're great for you. They're great for elders. They're great for children. They're great for everybody. So I want to show this. Here's one of the decks if you can see it. You know, and again, this is urbanintellectuals.com. Definitely support them. But tonight, because I bought a few boxes, I want to do something different with the show tonight. Tonight, I want to dig into one of those boxes randomly. I've been all through them anyway, but I want to dig in there and grab 7 random cards. And what I want to do is I want to read the back of them to you, and we're going to reflect and talk about the characters, the places, the person, the place, or the thing that comes out of the box of cards. You know what I'm saying? So I want to do that in honor of us. You know what I'm saying? I don't like calling it an African American History Month because I know I'm more wise than that. You know, we celebrate ourselves again, 365. So today, I'm just going to say February 4th. It's a blackout, and we are honoring our story. That's right, our story here at Coffee Talk Podcast. So if you want to tune in and chill with us, come on in. Pour yourself some water, some wine, a smoothie, a latte, a coffee, a beer, whatever you do. But come on in, make yourself comfortable, and enjoy yourself here at Coffee Talk Podcast. All right. Well, if this is your first time tuning into the show, you never start the show without giving you today's flavor as well as its wise words. Flavor to us is anything that is inspiring, and it's also Sometimes we like to say it's a coffee, it's a fruit, it's whatever. It's us. It's us. Black excellent. It's flavor. You know what I'm talking about? So, but tonight we're gonna go ahead and give you the flavor. And tonight's flavor is a cappuccino. That's right, a cappuccino with almond milk, a little bit of whipped cream, and caramel. Why? Because right now you're in the Twin Cities, or I'm in the Twin Cities. You are where you are, my people. But I'm in the Twin Cities. And it's sunny today. It's going to be February 4th. No snow, a little bit of chill in the air, but it is a nice day. So that's why tonight's flavor is a cool cappuccino. Get you a nice cappuccino again with some almond milk, some whipped cream, some caramel, and just chill, man. Enjoy whatever you do. Whatever you do, enjoy that with that flavor. You know what I'm talking about? All right, let's move right along. Never start the show without. All right, so tonight we got two wise words for tonight, and that's from two of our ancestors, two of the greatest to ever do it when it comes to music. So, because we have two wise words, let's start with our first, paying homage to our first artiste, I would like to call him. He was born April 20th, 1951, in the city or state of New York. He went to the Essence on July 1st, 2005. Excuse me. This brother, when I first seen him come on to the big world stage, he had an immaculate voice. And I knew even as a young man, I had to be no more than 10. I knew that he'd be around for a long time. So who are we talking about? We're talking about Luther Vandross. Tonight's wise words is Mr. Luther Vandross. Luther Vandross said this. Luther Vandross said, "I like to be remembered as a premier singer of songs, not just a popular act of a given period." I'll say that one more time. Luther Vandross' wise words was, or is, "I like to be remembered as a premier singer of songs, not just a popular act of a given period." A wise word. And so what do you think about when you hear those wise words by Luther Vandross? How does it resonate with today? Such as certain musical artists today, because everything is different. They're just looking for that one hit, or like for example, do you think drill music is something that'll be around for 40, 50 years? Hip hop is 50 years old. It's actually older, but they celebrated 50 years in 2023. But to become a great artist, you have to give us more than something that's just going to last for a short period of time. If you want to be legendary, if you want people to remember classics. And so that's what Luther Vandross was speaking of in terms of today's wise words. I want to say it one more time because it resonates with so many people out there that's trying to make it. Local artists, regional artists, national artists, with their music, whether that's independent or with labels. But Luther Vandross said to the artist, Luther Vandross said, "I would like to be remembered as a premier singer of songs, not just a popular act of a given period." Those are the wise words of Mr. Luther Vandross. So, let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it in the comments. What's your thoughts on the wise words tonight? Also, let me know what you're sipping on. What kind of flavor you got tonight? Again, you might be sipping on some water, some wine, a smoothie, a latte, a coffee, a cappuccino, a mocha, a beer, whatever you sipping on, a smoothie, whatever you sipping on. Let us know what the flavor is over there where you at. Leave that in the comments. All right, so let's go ahead and move right along. I said we had two wise words for tonight. And, I'm a fairly young man. When I first uh, came about knowing about this lady, she was an actress when I first came across, you know what I mean, in a movie called The Blues Brothers. I don't even remember when The Blues Brothers was released out there. Maybe 1976 would be a guess, I would say, but look it up. Let us know when Blues Brothers, excuse me, was released in movie, and I'll leave that in the comments. But when I ran across this lady, it was in the movie The Blues Brothers. This woman was born March 25th, 1942, in Memphis, Tennessee, and she went to the Essence August 16th, 2018. She is a vocalist, a songwriter, a philanthropist, an actress, a pianist, and she definitely was involved with our community. Who are we talking about tonight? We are speaking of no other than Miss Aretha Franklin. Aretha Franklin once said, being the queen is not all about singing, and being a diva is not all about singing. It has much to do with your service to people, your social contributions to your community, and your civic contributions as well. Let me reread that one more time. Being the queen is not all about singing, and being a diva is not all about singing. It has much to do with your service to the people, your social contributions to your community, and your civic contributions as well. These are the words of Miss Aretha Franklin, born March 25th, 1942, in Memphis, Tennessee. All right, so you see how we do it here at Coffee Talk Podcast. Coffee Talk Podcast, we love to pay homage to our doctors, our lawyers, our scholars, our ancestors, our people. That's what we do on our podcast. We are known as the new media. We're not the old media, but we like to give you different flavors throughout the week indeed. So on Sundays, Monday nights, we like to give you what we call cultural studies night. That means we're going to give props to our doctors, our lawyers, our scholars, our athletes, our entertainers, did I say scholars? I say it again. Our scientists, our people. You know what I'm saying? So what we do is poems, short stories. Drop a little bit here, drop a little bit there. You know what I mean? And then on Wednesday nights, if you just like sports, but you still love your culture, and you don't want to separate the two, come on in on Wednesday. That's right. Wednesday is our sports night. But we don't care about who won and lost the game. We don't care about that. That's over there. What we like to do is break down the different intricacies that goes on in the world of sports with our athletes. So that's what we do on Wednesdays. Friday and Saturdays is our social hour, what we like to call grown folk social hour. And what we like to do is play a little game of 10 question Q&A. We like to have guests on, or we like to go ahead and do a thing of just enjoying ourselves, and letting our hair down. You know what I mean? What y'all laughing about? I ain't got no hair, a little bit. But that's what we like to do on Friday and Saturday. So come on in, bring you a little bit of flavor, or come get some flavor and tune in to Coffee Talk Podcast. You can catch us live on YouTube those 3 days out the week that I mentioned, as well as Facebook Live. You know what I'm saying? It's Coffee Talk Podcast with Mashum Saba, and this is our cultural variety podcast show. All right, so let's get right back into it. As I stated, we're paying homage and giving big props to urbanintellectuals.com. Make sure y'all support these people here. They got great Black History flashcards, man. You should grab them right now. You can get the whole catalog for 50% off, man. So just go to their website again. It's urbanintellectuals.com. We give them free pub tonight because we support Black business. You know what I mean? But like I said, tonight's show is I'm gonna just dig in one of these boxes and I'm gonna pick 7 cards. 7 means a lot to me. And so I'm gonna pick 7 cards. We're gonna read those off. Then we're gonna end our show with just a 3-question Q&A. So let's begin, shall we? Young boys and girls, if you are there, or parents, if you are watching the show, make sure you remember some of these people's names so that you can talk to your children about them, or your elders about what was going on during that time period. And it makes for great dialogue. As well, if you want to take notes, you know what I mean, or text you. That's how people take notes now, right? They text it on their phone, right? Whatever you want to do, write it, text it, whatever. But you want to go ahead and just take a note or two, that's cool with you too, by all means. Just enjoy yourself here at Coffee Talk Podcast. So the first card I'm gonna pull. Let me get a drum roll, please. Hey, well, I gotta get that drum roll all the time. Come on, man. All right, listen. We're gonna go ahead and pull the first card. The first card of the night of the 7 is. Am I cheating, y'all? I'm looking at the cards. So I just go off the top like I had. Okay, here we go. Random card pull. The first card we want to give homage to, or pay homage to, is one of our very own, Mr. Elijah McCoy, who was born May 2nd, 1844. Went to the Essence October 10th, 1929. And here are some of his star points, is what I'm going to refer to them as. Elijah McCoy is a Canadian American inventor and engineer, son of former slaves from Kentucky who escaped via Underground Railroad to Canada. Although a great financial sacrifice, McCoy's parents sent him to Edinburgh, Scotland. He studied mechanical engineering. Noted for 57 U.S. patents, most involved the lubrication of steam engines. He sold many of his patents for a fraction of their worth. Never capitalized on his own inventions. The devices he designed made others millionaires. And what I want you to understand, people, I'm just going to pause there for a second, is our people necessarily didn't sell their patents. They were taken from them. They were stolen from them. Those are the realities, and those are the facts. Let's continue. His last star point is what I like to refer to, is his oil drip cup invention was so amazing. People termed the phrase the real McCoy, which now refers to something authentic and of high quality. So that card is letting us know about Elijah McCoy. Ain't that kind of cool, y'all? All right, that's number 1 on our card tour. Is that Kid Jack by urbanintellectuals.com. Okay, keep you a deck. Know who you are, people. Know who you are. Let's go to the next row. I liked it. I said I liked it. don't we run with that word? It just rolls right off our list. I liked it. You know what I'm saying? Um, but this time period we're getting ready to discuss was always a fly time period to me, because I loved watching the old jazz films growing up, and also I just like knowing about it. Jazz was dope. Especially a lot of those old black and white films. The dances they were doing were incredible. The tap dancers, and we'll talk about that in the future episodes on Coffee Talk Podcast, giving props to people like Gregory Hines and other people that were amazing tap dancers. But tonight, this second card pull from the um, urbanintellectuals.com, Black Flashcards, shout outs to them. This one is called Harlem Renaissance. That's right. This was the Harlem Renaissance that happened in Harlem, New York in the 1920s and mid 1930s. And some of its star points is that the Harlem Renaissance was a cultural, social, and artistic explosion. It was the new Negro movement. We were creating clothes, buying silks. That's why people in Harlem is just flashy. They all about fashion and being artistic and being hustlers. The next star point of the Harlem Renaissance is it grew out of the changes that had taken place in the African American community since the abolition of slavery. The Harlem Renaissance period of time when African Americans were encouraged to celebrate their heritage, racial pride, creative expression, and intellectualism. The Harlem Renaissance was significant with significant figures included Louis Armstrong, Duke Ellington, Claude McKay, Zora Neale Hurston, Bessie Smith, Paul Robeson, and Langston Hughes. Quite a few poets up in there. That was the Harlem Renaissance, a time of Black excellence. All right, for another card. Again, we're doing it random. Tonight, seven cards. Seven cards. The third card we pay homage to is Angela Davis. That's right, Angela Davis. Angela Davis was born January 26, 1944, and she's still with us today. Here's her star points. Angela Davis was a political activist, academic scholar, and author. The leader of the Communist Party USA in the 1960s. She was an advocate for prisoner rights. She co-founded the Critical Resistance, an organization working to abolish the prison industrial complex. Membership in the Communist Party led to former governor of California, Ronald Reagan's request in 1969 to bar her from teaching at any universities in California. Conduct conducts research on feminism, African American studies, critical theory, Marxism, popular music, and social consciousness. Angela Davis, twice a candidate for vice president of the Communist Party in the USA ticket during the 1980s. We're speaking of Angela Davis, and these fresh cards that we're reading off are from urbanintellectuals.com. Make sure that you support these fly cards, man. You can get a deck of these joints, you know what I mean? Their catalog is like 5 of these decks, and you can purchase these. And whenever sitting back, man, go through your history. You know what I mean? It's definitely it'll be a dope gift for anyone in your family. Hey, you're learning something. All right. The fourth card of tonight, and this is one of our great scholars, master teachers, I like to call it. This is John Henrik Clark. He was born January 1st, 1915, went to the Essex July 16. 1998. John Henry Clark was a Pan-Africanist writer, historian, and professor. He pioneered in the creation of Africana studies and professional institutions and academia starting in the late 1960s. He founded the African Heritage Studies Association and the Black Caucus of the African Studies Association in 1968. He challenged the views of academic historians and helped shift the way African history was studied and taught. Actively demonstrated the lies, propaganda, and miseducation of white supremacy via lectures, debates, academic research, and books. He met and mentored many of the great minds throughout the African diaspora. And he was one of his landmark works is a documentary called A Great and Mighty Walk about his life and the history of Africans throughout time and across the globe. You know how you fans always debate who's the GOATs or who is your top five and things like that. But when it comes to our black scholars, our ancestors, John Henry Clark's definitely up there with me. Very important master teacher right there. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's move right along. We done picked four of the coolest cards out of urbanintellectuals.com Black Flashcards box. And they're fresh. As you can see, these are dope. And we're learning something tonight, right? We definitely getting flavor here at Coffee Talk Podcast. We have 3 cards left that we're just going to randomly pull. And we're all going to just educate ourselves tonight. Is there any questions you have? Please feel free to leave them in the comments. We definitely want to hear from you. Make sure that while you're there, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you say what's up to us, peace, salam, how you doing, whatever you want to do and how you want to do it. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Variety Podcast Show. We really appreciate you. All right, with 3 cards remaining, we're going to go into 3 questions Q&A. In our show tonight. But this next card is. Am I cheating, y'all? I'm looking at the cards. Or should I just randomly pull them? I'm going to randomly pull some more. Let's do that. We're going to randomly pull some. All right, with 3 cards remaining, I'm randomly pulling them. I'm randomly pulling them. All right, the next card we pull is another one of our great scholars, leaders. He goes by the name of Patrice Lumumba. Patrice Lumumba was born July 2nd, 1925. Went to the Essence January 17th, 1961. Patrice Lumumba was a Congolese independence leader and first democratically elected leader of Congo as prime minister at the age of 35. He was the founder and leader of the mainstream movement National Congolese. He had an integral role in the campaign for independence from Belgium. He co-established the movement of National Congolese in 1958 to call for the countrywide unity and freedom from colonial atrocities. He was assassinated in 1961. In 2013, the United States of America admitted President Eisenhower authorized the assassination. And in 1964, Malcolm X said Lumumba was the greatest black man who ever walked the African continent. Beautiful, y'all. How many of y'all heard of the movement? What do you know about it? What do you remember about it? Definitely go ahead and leave that in the comments. While you're there, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Coffee Talk Podcast, a cultural variety podcast show. Beard is itching, y'all. That's because it's growing. So I'm just over here patting it and rubbing it, you know. All right, 2 cards remaining as we pull from the 7 cards from the decks. All right. I'm going to jump into this other box. I know they got some neat stuff over there. You know what I'm talking about? All right. So with 2 cards remaining, we're going to talk about the Dogons and the Lucy, the Australopithecus. The Lepithecus. I might be pronouncing that wrong. But, you know, if you heard about the Lucy, that's what we're going to discuss with these last 2 cards. Shout outs to urbanintellectuals.com. Make sure y'all go purchase these flashcards like I did. You know what I'm saying? All right. So the next card they have is the Dogons. Dogons. They're around from 900 to 1400 to present. So their origins were somewhere between 900 1400 to the present day. I don't know about where the origins would be because to me, our people, black people, don't have no birth records. So whatever. But let's enjoy the card. The Dogons. The Dogons are an ethnic group living in the central plateau region of Mali in West Africa. They have their own systems of astronomy and calendar measurements that have been passed down through the oral history. The Dogon's rituals show a strong sense of harmony. One important ritual involves women praising men, men thanking women, and the young expressing appreciation for the old, and in return, the old recognizing the contributions of the young. In 1976, Robert K. G. Temple book, The Cyrus Mystery, claims that the Dogon knew that Cyrus or Sirius is part of the binary star system and had knowledge of its second star, Sirius B, a white dwarf completely invisible to the human eye. The West only made this discovery centuries later with telescopes and modern equipment. And now, lastly, our last book is Lucy. They call it Lucy, the Australopithecus. The Australopithecus. The Australopithecus. That's how you read, y'all. Lucy, the Australopithecus. All right, all right, all right. Y'all with me? Let me know, man. Let me know. Let me know. Definitely hit the like button. But let's talk about the Lucy, shall we? The Lucy discovered in present day Ethiopia in 1974. Lucy is a collection of fossil bones that one made up the skeleton of the humanoid, a member of the ape family. Don't never believe you came from apes, y'all. Let's continue. Estimated to have lived around 3.22 to 3.18 million years ago, Lucy was an Australopithecus and thought by many to be the earliest ancestor. Unlike other primates, Lucy and those like her stood up straight, had hair, long arms, and slightly curved fingers and toes. Though she looked somewhat like a human, Lucy was much shorter and had a much smaller brain. Scientists still ain't sure how Lucy died, but it appears she may have fallen from a tree or landed in a stream. Even if Lucy isn't our ancestor, her discovery in Africa added an important piece of our fossil record and added more support to the out of Africa theory that suggests all human life originated there. What do you think about that? Do you think Lucy represents the first man or woman on the planet? What's your thoughts on that? Leave me a comment while you're there. Hit the like button. And while you're there, call somebody to call somebody to call somebody. Let them know, look, Coffee Talk Podcast on. It's a fly show, man. He always dropping jewels and always giving props to our people, doctors, our lawyers, our scholars, our athletes, our poets, our philanthropists, everybody, right? All right, so we did this in a long time. Go ahead and play 3-question Q&A as we get it in our show. Please leave a comment based on these 3 questions. All right, we'll definitely give you a shout out. Question number 1 of the 3-question Q&A. How old was you when you first watched the movie The Wiz, starring Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, Nipsey Russell, Ted Ross, Maybelle King, Miss beautiful actress Miss Lena Horne, as well as Teresa Merritt. This movie was released on October 24th, 1978. So the first question is, how old was you when you first watched The Wiz? Question number 2 on our 3-question Q&A. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite color? Mine is tan. I love a nice earth tone tan. It's my favorite color. After that, I would have to say, man, I don't even have a second color really. The color that fits me well and the color that I love is a nice earth tone tan. Let us know what your color is here at Coffee Talk Podcast. Leave that in the comments. And lastly, our last question of the evening of this show. This question here for my conscious brothers and sisters out there and everywhere. This question is, what book belongs on everyone's bookshelf? What book belongs on everyone's bookshelf? Go ahead and leave that comment. Let us know what your thoughts are. While you're there, hit the like button make sure you subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, man, it's been a beautiful night, and I thank you all for stopping by to check out our show. I am your host, Mashuma Saba, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw up the universal peace sign and say, until next time, we'll bring you more flavor and more flavor and more flavor and more flavor from Coffee Talk Podcast. Thank you for tuning in tonight, and we'll see y'all later on this Wednesday. That's right, no show tomorrow because our cultural studies is tonight. So we'll see y'all Wednesday with Wednesday Night Sports. Until next time, I'll see y'all. Y'all stay sucker free. You know what it is. I'm out. Peace.